What's up, Libra? Welcome to Scorp Queen Intuition. Welcome back, guys. This is your love reading for the month. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's not waste no more time. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements in Libra, as well as cross watchers, okay? Watch responsibly and apply to you as it resonates. Okay, so let's see what the person on your mind is feeling. All right. Ego. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. And at the bottom, we have understanding. I see your side of the story. Somebody let their ego get in the way, okay? They didn't want to hear nothing. They didn't want to hear the other person's side. They wasn't trying to hear it at the time. But now someone sees that it was their ego that was making all of their decisions, okay? And when you're in your ego, you can't ration with people, right? It's your way, no way type thing. So this person knows their ego got in the way. And it says, I don't react when people mention you. To me, that's another way of letting your ego get in the way, right? You're acting like you're not bothered. People say something, they mention you, Libra, they act like they don't care. But it's all a part of the ego, okay? So what's under that ego? We're going to get into that, see what this person really feels, okay? What they're not telling you, what they're trying to hide, what that ego is trying to deflect. Let's get into your tarot messages. Let's see. The ego will definitely cause a separation where there could have been healing. There could have been understanding, like the card said. Now someone has understanding, but that ego blocks you from having understanding. It blocks you from seeing the other person's side. It blocks you from trying to come into union with someone, okay? Sometimes you just have to agree to disagree, okay? Sometimes it's not about who's right, who's wrong. It's just understanding sometimes, okay? Queen of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. This could be you, or this you could be dealing with another air sign, okay? Death card. Yeah, someone was very headstrong, okay? But they're seeing how their own thoughts got in the way. They're seeing maybe how they overanalyze certain things. They didn't, you know, the Queen of Swords is very big on how what she thinks, okay? And sometimes that could get in the way. And it looks like it did. Someone refused to change. Someone refused to compromise. You know, if you're dealing with another air sign, you could have been very in your head. They could have been very in their head. Or it's like someone had the energy of like, what I say, go. Especially with that Magician in the reverse. Could have been very manipulative. Gemini, Virgo energy. Okay, so if you're dealing with the air sign, could have been another Gemini. Or it could have been a Gemini. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I saw the Eight of Cups. Someone walked away. They couldn't deal with it no more. The Tower in the reverse. Someone wants to go back and rebuild some things here. They want to go back and change. I feel like they want to have a conversation too. Like, it's like, can we come to, can our minds come together at this point? Scorpio again, Aries energy. Major arcanas here, big time. So a big change here when it came to this situation. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, someone wasn't willing to cooperate. It's lack of teamwork, lack of understanding, lack of compromise, okay? So now this could be how they feel about you guys, or this, you know, could be what they're going through, what they're dealing with, okay? Let's clarify. Maybe they feel like both of you guys let your ego get in the way and you guys couldn't come to terms. Maybe they felt like you were a lot alike here. Alright, let's see. Queen of Swords. The King of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, someone was more in their head than tapping into their feelings. It was more logical until they lacked the empathy. They lacked the understanding. They lacked the compromise, right? They lacked the compassion in the connection with that King of Cups in the reverse. Water sign energy again. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces for some of you guys. Okay. Two of Pentacles. I feel like everything had to make sense, or everything they had to juggle, or they had to go back and forth. Everything was a back and forth. They had to weigh the options. They had to, you know how you come to somebody with something, and everything you say, they have a comeback. They have a response. It's kind of like that energy. It's like bouncing back and forth, back and forth. Because they just refuse to bend. Okay. Why is the Death card here? The Emperor in the reverse, very controlling. They refuse to change. They even refuse to see themselves, right? And change themselves with the Emperor in the reverse. It says domineering, controlling, lack of discipline, rigid, stubborn, tyrant, and reckless. I told you this person, well, that's what the ego does, right? It makes you feel like you have to be in control. Okay. Why is the Magician here in the reverse? Strength. Okay. They let their weakness really, they thought that, let me put it like this, they thought that the way they were being was showing strength, when in all actuality it was showing weakness. Okay, it takes a strong person to understand, to see someone else's perspective. It takes a certain space in your heart to be able to empathize with somebody and consider their side, and really reflect on it and say, okay, what can I do here so we can come together? If the situation, if the connection is valuable enough to you. And at this time, this person didn't have that understanding, that you weren't trying to force them to do anything, or, you know, control them. You were trying to make them understand what you needed. Okay. And that's what they probably took everything as like an attack, or, you know, it had to be a falling out before there was some sort of understanding or compromise, and it caused you to walk away. Okay. The Tower in the reverse. Why is the Tower in the reverse here? This is someone that could have avoided some disasters if they would have made better decisions, if they would have made the changes, if they would have transformed in the way they needed to. They could have avoided a lot here. Okay, the Tower in the reverse. Judgment. I told Judgment in the reverse. If they would have made better decisions, if they would have reflected more, if they would have thought more into it before they just reacted. It says self-doubt, inner critic, lack of self-awareness, self-loathing, punishment, destruction, ignoring the call. So they're just ignoring everything you were saying, okay? Ignoring what the universe was even showing them. They're like a very stubborn person here, guys, okay? Scorpio energy, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, okay? Because they are stubborn, you know, and that's not a shot, because, you know, I am a Scorpio. So, but if you're dealing with this type of fixed energy, you could be dealing with a fixed sign here, but Scorpio here is a fixed sign. Okay, look at that. The Ace of Swords at the bottom. Mental clarity, success, breakthrough, new ideas. So this person wish they would have thought about it. That's what that Ace of Swords is about. Maybe communicated more. Maybe brought some clarity to the situation. Eight of Swords in the reverse. They were really stuck in their own head. They let their own fears, their own self-doubts, their own self-esteem, all that was really inward, guys. Okay. Nine of Swords in the reverse. So they're trying to, you know, come out of this energy. Yeah, Six of Swords. They're trying. Transition, moving on, changes. Moving on, change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, moving to calmer waters, and relationship ending. So see, you walking away made this person realize they do need to change. They do need to work on themselves. Look at, you have at the bottom, guys. I forgot to point this out. I hid who I really am. So I hid who I really am from you. So they didn't let you see this side of them, maybe. Um, Maybe before they were very, the reason why it's an issue now is because maybe before they pretended to be so understanding. You guys got along, maybe you saw things, you thought you saw things, you know, in the same way, but it seemed like something here changed with this person. And then all of a sudden it was like, what I say go, this is how I feel. You know, usually the way somebody, if they're manipulative, the way they get you is doing the very opposite of what they end up being in the end. So, you know, it was something here that you guys ended up noticing here about this person. Let's see. Okay, that ain't wasting any time. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this person is in their head trying to figure out what it is they want. Look at this. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture you see. So they're in their head still. As told you, their ego was, like I said, don't react. So they're wanting to come towards you, and you know they're having this energy of they better make a decision here soon. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. What else is that Libra about this person's spirit? What else does Libra need to know? What else does Libra need to know, spirit guys? Okay, run away. Would you pack a bag and meet me in Hawaii? I just want to get away from the world and be alone with you. That's how they really feel, guys. They want to just, you and this person just spend some time alone, maybe so you can talk. So you can, you know, I feel like this is what they're fantasizing about. This is what their ego is stopping them from saying. That I really wish it was just me and you, even though I wouldn't change, I wouldn't compromise. You know, it's kind of like people that wishful thinking. You want it, but do you have what it takes to really make that happen? This is what you say you want, but can you let your ego die, right, to really make yourself that vulnerable? And I don't think this person has that ability. That's the issue here. Their ego has to die. They have to get rid of this. I have to be in control. I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to open up. Even when it comes to, I don't want you to feel like you're right and I'm wrong. Look at that. I am aware I've caused a lot of chaos and pain in your life. I still hope that we will be together again. I hope that one day I will be brave enough to listen to my heart. And my greatest wish is to be in union with you and simply be happy. Now, I just did someone's reading and both of those came out. I think it was Pisces, I think. All right, guys, and at the bottom you have, in my ideal world, we are so happy together forever. See, that's what I was saying. I was feeling like that was a fantasy they have. Like they said, in my ideal world, when them daydreaming and fantasizing about what you could have had if they wouldn't have let their ego get in the way here, okay? All right, let's see. Libra. I'm sorry I betrayed your trust. I turned my back on you when you needed me the most. Okay. Some of you guys felt betrayed by this person in some way. I don't know if I can live up to your image of me. I'm afraid that I won't be good enough. See, that's their ego. Okay, and I've made my bed and now I have to lie in it until I can admit my mistakes to myself and to you. And that's their ego. See, they're going to have to really, really do some shadow work here and really reflect on what their problems are, what caused this wedge between you guys, what they need to do. And yeah, but it's going to take some shadow work. It's going to take them letting that ego die. Apology, okay? Forgiveness, return, sorry. So maybe they are going to put that ego aside, guys. You have past life, deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons, and ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, and good time. Boundaries, no, drawing the line, and enough. So you set some boundaries with this person. You've had enough here, but they feel like they have this connection with you guys. They feel this excitement with you, even though they don't show it. They're going to have to put that ego aside, guys, to really come forward and give you this apology and move towards you guys having a very compromising connection, right? Where both of you guys feeling like your needs are being met. All right. Well, that was your reading, Libra. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope that it was helpful to you. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that bell, and I'll see you guys next time.